I only shared the link for this on one platform. My eyes look a little dark. It's not. It's just mascara and eyeliner left over from yesterday. Yeah, I don't think using my camera is a great idea. Like using it as a mirror. I should just go use a mirror. Are my eyelashes in order? I'm kidding. I got a strike on my main channel. That stinks. So I blew it on that. But what I'm going to do is a video where I got myself in trouble. The video where I got myself in trouble that got me a strike on YouTube and my channel shut down until March 8th. 3 months. But if I give them my ID right now, I can get my channel back right now. Otherwise, I have to wait 3 months to get my main channel on YouTube back. That's craziness. Crazy. So I put up a link on Facebook. Let's see who comes from Facebook. I'm thinking that the trolls are getting the link when I put it up on X. And that's where my trouble's coming from, is X. Doesn't matter. The block button is my best friend. I need sugar. So anyway, so what I got in trouble for on YouTube, I'm going to take that. I jotted down my notes and I'm going to take that and redo it on internet radio and say what I wanted, what got me in trouble on YouTube. I'm going to say what got me in trouble on YouTube on internet radio, because I must have hit the nail on the head. They couldn't get me with anything. So you know what they hit me on? Medical misinformation. But I never gave medical misinformation. All right, so I really don't have that much to talk about, obviously. But for some reason, I've been just wanting to make a video. A lot's going on the home front. I'm not going to give details about what's going on, but being put through a very hard time. So I've been helping to take care of somebody, and that kind of has put a little bit of strain on me. But other than that, come with me. I hope I don't get myself in trouble again and by accident, like dox myself. Hey, Angel. Yes, you know what? If it's just for you here now, that's fine. If it's just you and me for this broadcast, then fine. This broadcast is dedicated to you and solely for you. I've been trying to run a broadcast for you anyway, because I haven't been around. And the second I do pop up, I got a strike on my main channel for 3 months. And I'm not going to give them my ID. I'll just go on internet radio where I'm not censored and I don't get strikes. And if you listen to me on internet radio, you could probably save more battery on your cell phone, like listening on Spotify and stuff like that. But when you should open up a Spreaker account. I know it's a pain in the ass, but download Spreaker. That way, when I go live on internet radio, you can be in the chat room and type to me. And then you'll hear the broadcast before it's ever uploaded to Spotify and iTunes and iHeartRadio. So, all right. I had a rough morning, so I just thought maybe if I hung out and talked to you guys for about 30 minutes, tried to eat my shake, that maybe I could be productive this afternoon, which I have been productive this morning, but not as much as I was hoping for. I got to speak with the township. That's done. Now I just need to contact the county, and then I just need to contact legal, and then I need to do my paperwork and clean, and of course, laundromat. I went 1 full month without doing my laundry. I got enough underwear and socks though to last me. Oh, okay, good. All right, where am I now? So I got that. Yeah, it's just been a really bad and rough morning. All right, come with me, Angel. Let me go outside, but I got to be careful when I take this outside because I'm always doxing myself. And every time I dox myself, I got to put the video on private, immediately. I don't even know where to sit to smoke my cannabis because there is no place to go. Hang on. I cannot sit out front because if I sit out front, I dox myself. Hang on. We'll go sit on the neighbor's step. Yeah. I know I'm not into speaker either way because I sometimes I prefer to have a camera. I like to see people's faces and look at their expressions as they talk. So that way I don't really misunderstand because I'm a sarcastic person and a wise ass. And for some of the things I say, to see my face would be good. That way, oh, she's joking. But sometimes I like it because I don't want to be in front of the camera. I'm dehydrated right now. I can feel it in my ears. I drank water this morning too instead of all the other options I had. Like doxing, when you give away personal information, maybe a street name, a number, personal information. MF. How are you? I'm okay. How are you? Dehydrated. But at least I'm out of pain right now. I can hear it in my ears. My ears keep amplifying open. I've got deep lines. It goes back to nutrition. Yeah. I can rehydrate myself in about 10 minutes. All you do is take some sea salt, half a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon of sea salt, put it on your tongue, and then get a big glass of water and drink it. And your body will hydrate the fastest that way. Your body will absorb the water the quickest doing it that way. It has to do with my arthritis, fibromyalgia, and IBS, why I'm dehydrated and I feel like crap. I don't want to get into everything that's going on the home front because there's a lot going on. A lot. I don't want to say anything to shoot myself in the foot because there's somebody prowling around online trying to catch me doing something wrong so they can throw me out. But anyway, I've been running around every day trying to make sure that there's another elderly tenant here, and there's something happening with the heat. So I've been making sure that the elderly lady is staying warm enough at night because it's been cold out, so cold that ice is possible. And this elderly lady will not make it through the night unless she has heat. So I've been overseeing that matter. And I'm also having a heating issue in my apartment. And these issues are causing me health complications. And I've been hanging on by a thread. I wanted to go to the emergency room this morning. There's been a handful of times already, at least 3 times off the top of my head that like 3, 4 times where I've already wanted to go to the ER because of the heating situation here because it's so bad. And this is my apartment and it should not be like this. So with the situation that it is, I don't really want to get into it too much. But it's a lot going on right now. I am under severe duress. I'll tell you that. I would accept a hug, I'll tell you that much. Thank you for saying that, Angel. You know, it's my pleasure. I like helping her out because then I feel needed and valuable. Like I feel good about myself. And then I'm thinking, okay, Holly, you're helping her out, trying to take care of her. What do you need? And then I'm like, I need to eat or I need something to drink or you know what? I need to take my vitamins. So every time I tend to her, I notice that immediately afterwards, I'm like, okay, Holly, now what do you need, Holly? What is it that I can get you? Because I'm under a lot of duress. I'm going to go see a doctor about the panic and anxiety attacks I'm having. I'm having irritable bowel syndrome attacks, but I'm also having rheumatoid arthritic flare-ups and fibromyalgia flare-ups because, like I said, there's a heating issue going on. So it's leading to health complications, and so I'm hanging on by a thread. Mike, how you doing? But otherwise, I'm happy to help her, like really, because I like doing stuff like that. I heard that. I didn't know the lady. If I knew that she was there, I would have went to visit her, but I never knew she was there. There was an elderly lady living down the street that didn't have any family to check on her or anything. She passed away, and they didn't find her for 3 days because she didn't have anybody. If I knew that, I would have been like, oh, I'll come visit you once a week or twice a week, and if you need anything, call me. But I didn't even know she was there. The Kardashians are moving too, which is great news. They're still going to be in town, but at least they won't be across the way. Good, just going to Seattle a couple of days ago from Guam. Really? So how was the flat earth? That's a long trip. That's a lot of flying, Mike. That's flat as a pancake. I cannot run this video in front of my apartment because I don't want anybody to see my numbers. You know, that fat pig in a tutu. Brian Dude stealing my address. I don't need to be doxxed. I don't want people showing up here. I don't want people stealing my address. I don't want it because I do call the police and authorities when something's done wrong. Flat. You know what? We all need to go to Great Adventure and get on that ride. You know, that big boat that rocks back and forth. On one side of the boat, we can put the Globers, and on the other side of the boat, we can put the flat earthers. And when the boat swings back and forth, when the flat earth swings up, we can scream flat. And when the boat swings the other way, then the Globers can scream globe. Okay, that was done successfully. Oh, now I look good. Now you can't see. Now you can't see my dark lines. I never wear makeup. Oh no, never again. Hide my digits. Kratom. Yes. So other than that, I figured maybe I could come hang out with you guys. Like, you could help me drink my shake, and then this afternoon, maybe I could go up like from 0 to maybe 1 or 2 with my production level. So if you don't mind holding my hand for a little bit, I'd sure love the company. Yeah, now I do, because like you can't see the dark lines. Like I got deep lines, like right here. Well, geez, I worked hard for my crow's feet. I worked hard to get those 3 dozen crows for their feet. You know, but I did work hard for my crow's feet. I did a lot of cringing in my day. That's why I have so many deep wrinkles from all the cringing I've done. This was 3 days ago. Give it maybe 2 more days. Heavenly Abba, please send down your warring angels to stand guard around Angel's kratom and make sure it gets to her quick. My kratom takes anywhere from like 3 to 7 days. And the people are right in Pennsylvania, and I'm here in Jersey, right next to Pennsylvania, and it's the mail. Like, yeah, it's the mail. Can you give me approximately 30 to 45 seconds, please? You're going to check the mail. Okay, well, I'm right here. It's just I have to step aside for a moment, and I'm not trying to be rude whatsoever, but I just have to step aside from the camera. I have to take my medicine, because if I take my medicine, then I'll be able to eat. Then I'll be able to eat. Without my medicine, I'm only sucking back water. So I'm not trying to be rude, but also I don't use cannabis inside my house, preferably. What medicine is that? Medicinal cannabis. I quit my prescriptions. I was seeing 8 different kinds of doctors per month. 8 different kinds of doctors each month. They, in total, were prescribing me 33 prescriptions, but I only took 12. They had me on a concoction. January 4th of 2014, I not only quit all of my prescriptions and fired my doctors, but I've managed to stay off all of my prescriptions. Like when my lung was collapsed, when I had pancreatitis, and when I had a bout of exhaustion, yes, I went to the doctor. Yes, I was on pain pills for a couple of months and then I came off and I was happy to get off. I like the way I feel normal, sober. I don't know how else to say it, but sober. I'm at my best sober. So I don't want to take anything that makes me feel like I'm changed on the inside. I just want to take away my aches, my pains, the shooting pains, the tension, like my intestine spasm. I run in and out of the bathroom. I have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, borderline diabetes. And that's because I was on the pain pills and prescriptions for so long. I started to become diabetic. So I switched over to medicinal cannabis. I went to a more homeopathic style of life where I was relying on conventional medications and doctors for everything. I flipped. I did a 180 and I started to go the natural route. Yeah, so I'll be honest, MF, I hated cannabis. Oh my God, you could not pay me to smoke. Hated cannabis my whole life. Now, in my 20s, I was a clubber, and even then, you could not get me to smoke. And most of the reason why was because I guess I'd smoke too much and I'd get like inside myself and paranoid and really quiet, and my thoughts would be running away with me. And at the time, too, I was getting flashbacks from my recalled super soldier memories. The memories were bleeding through the programming and the hypnosis when I smoked cannabis as a teenager and in my 20s. So I hated it because like the memories from the dumps were coming back, and the human hunting parties, and the satanic ritual abuse, and then the wars. I hated smoking. You couldn't pay me to smoke. But then when I was 37, fast forward to the point when I was 37, I was going to counseling and therapy, but I had taken a course for 4 years where it helped you to come off medicine. It was for alcoholics and drug addicts to come off their addictions. Now, I planned to come off my pills. I never wanted to stay on those pills for the rest of my life. I wanted to go back to normal. So when it came time, so I took all that stuff. I knew what I was doing, but when it came time to quit, I just quit. I wasn't going to any counselors or doctors or anything. I just white knuckled it. Quit all my prescriptions, cold turkey, came off, and I'm better for it. Way better for it. Way better for it. So I stick to kratom, cannabis, and natural remedies. Trying to use food as a weapon, and herbs and different kinds of oils. But so now I rely on natural stuff. Like even Heavenly Abba in 2014. When I wanted to come off my prescription pills, he said, use marijuana. I made the plant for you. So I used the marijuana plant to detox off all of my prescription pills. And now what stands between me and all of my prescription pills and all of those doctors is cannabis and my faith. And I don't go back. Like I said, for acute issues, yeah. But I'm not staying on anything long term or longer than I have to. And as far as antidepressants, the best antidepressant I ever had was cannabis. It makes you laugh, eat, and go to sleep. But anyway, I hated cannabis as a kid. But then when I turned 37, I was dating this guy who wound up strangling me to death on my kitchen floor. He smoked weed and a whole bunch of other stuff. So he started giving me weed. And I noticed that when I smoked weed, I didn't take as many pain pills and they lasted longer. And I would laugh. And so long as I got like the right strain, the same strain that made me laugh, then I was good. But there's a lot of strains of cannabis that don't work, that I don't like, that make me feel icky. And I really have to have the correct strains, or I really don't. I'll smoke it because it will help me either way, but there's only certain strains that really work for me. But so yeah, it's coming up on next month will be 11 years that I've been away from prescriptions and doctors and procedures and ERs and all of that stuff. Oh, absolutely, MF. I know that. I know that. I know that. Most definitely. Hang on a second. I conquered a lot. I really did. I've come a long way in the past 10 years. On December 12th is my 10-year anniversary. Waking up from MK Ultra and having a calling from my golden bow, Yahusha. My covenant ring. But see, that's what it was. When I saw the medicinal properties of cannabis, that's when I was like, I'm going to take a chance on the natural route and listening to my heavenly Abba and trusting in him and trusting in natural homeopathic remedies. And I'm going to turn my back to all this other stuff. And I did. And I mean, I thought my recovery would take like 4 years, maybe 5 or 6. But I have to say 10 years now, I can actually see the MK Ultra mechanism that they installed on me that causes me to draw blanks, but also the rituals that scared the daylights out of me where I don't want to talk. I don't want to. Now, after all of that, I've come a long way. I've come a long way. I've been cured and healed of DID, SRA, and MK Ultra. I'm going to say I've deprogrammed, so they will not be, the powers that be will not be able to call me forward in the future. I want to serve Yahuwah in the kingdom of heaven in Yahusha's name. So, but I have to keep my eyes peeled because I've had, sadly, I've made mistakes in underestimating the MK Ultra programming. And that's a really bad thing to do on my part. Hey, Candace, how are you? Never be able to get off of Xanax. I would like to, for them, I'll tell you, I didn't like coming off the Xanax, Klonopin, and Valium. Because they gave me Klonopin and Valium. Nowadays, I hate Klonopin. If I have to take Klonopin, it drives me to drink. I don't like it. Like, that's how I feel about Klonopin. So, but I wouldn't mind a week's worth of Valium with the panic and stress and duress that I've been going through with the home front issues. Because, like, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack and just a lot's going on. But even then, if I went on something, it would only be temporary. Dramamine only works so much. I figured you were still sick. Remember the message I sent to you yesterday? Stay in bed. Stay in bed the rest of the week, Candace. That way it gives me a chance to catch up on my personal stuff. So that way when you're feeling better, I'll be caught up on my personal stuff. All right, here, let me finish taking my medicine because I'm using your company so I can eat breakfast. I'll leave this video up public a little bit so people can see it, like maybe Karen or whoever. They can see I'm still here. I can't believe I got a strike for 3 months on YouTube and I'm shut down. Those bastards. In South Park with Kenny. When I worked for AT&T, my cubicle was on the corner of a T intersection because we had cubicles. So anyway, on my computer, I had the sounds from South Park. And every time I got mail, you'd hear Stan saying, you'd hear this voice go, "You've got mail." And you'd hear Kenny go, "You bastards." So every time my bosses sent me mail, because my bosses were across on the other side of that T intersection, and they had window offices. So my boss's office was right in front of my cubicle. So they'd send me an email and then they'd hear, "You've got mail. You bastards." There were some groups in AT&T that I really enjoyed working with and for, but it was really hard to find those kinds of groups. I had a couple of jobs that I loved working where I like in the mornings, I looked forward to waking up to go to work to see my coworkers and to goof off again for the next 7.5 hours. I say goof off, but I worked. I was a really good secretary. My reputation would precede me. People would be like, "I heard about you. I heard you're a great secretary." I was like, "Yep, I am." I hate being good at pushing paper, but I'm good at it. So, like, setting up conferences, making travel itineraries, setting up conferences in other states and other countries, getting the materials ready for the conferences, just basically taking care of my bosses, which were VPs, directors. In Pharmacia, it was VPs and directors. I was on executive staff. AT&T, I was just like a regular secretary, but I hated it because the executives would always pick me out of all the other secretaries to come cover for them. I'm like, don't do that. Make sure you got solitaire on like your desktop so I can easily find solitaire, okay? Because that's all I'm going to do at your desk is play solitaire, answer the phone, pray that nobody gives me any work to do. I hated being away from my desk. Hated it because at my desk, I had it was this AOL Instant Messenger, and I used to be Hall ATT, and I would be talking to a bunch of people, not only in AT&T but outside AT&T. And this was back in what, 98, 99, and so it was that AOL Instant Messenger. Yeah, I was a secretary. Well, like answering phones, meetings, ordering food, just stuff like that. Oh, taking conference minutes. I hated that. I never knew what they were talking about in the conferences. I surely did not want to sit through one and then have to take notes and then go out, type up the notes and send it to have them double check the notes, then correct my mistakes and then send it out to everybody. I never knew what they talked about. I don't even think the AT&T managers knew what the hell they were talking about in all those weekly meetings they had me set up. I was happy to set them up and get the bagels and coffee. There was no need for me to have to sit through them and take notes. For what? I remember AT&T would have these things called town meetings. Now, this was over at 295 North Maple Ave, and it would include everybody in the building. Over at 295 North Maple Avenue, they had 4,000 people in the building. So, yeah, they'd expect you to stand there for 4 hours and listen to them talk about nothingness. You know what I got good at? I got good at standing on my feet, wearing my glasses, so that way, like, the lights would the glasses would reflect the lights, and you wouldn't be able to see. But I got good at standing there against the wall and sleeping while standing up. Oh, I hated it. It was 4 hours away from my desk for no reason. Let me do my work. Yeah. Going to those meetings just reassured me that my bosses were doing absolutely nothing too, and that they'd be better off playing solitaire than going to that thing. I don't know. I think they had me taking conference minutes just to try to make me stay awake through the meetings, because I'd fall asleep through them all. Okay. Ooh. I'm not good at many things right now. I need to be good at, like, cleaning my house. That's what I need to be good at. So maybe today I'll just worry about the floors, but I gotta shampoo the carpets. You know what? Maybe instead of shampooing the whole entire carpet, what I'll do is just shampoo the spots I got a problem with. That's what I'll do. I'll shampoo the spots I got a problem with. And I'll mop the floors. I'll even mop my back stairs too. I'll go the extra route. I'll mop my back stairs. But first I gotta sweep and then vacuum before I can mop. I got 2 sets of jackets up. I gotta get a new winter jacket. This one's like ruined. All the cotton is like bunched up. It's not spread throughout the jacket anymore. Like, there's like cotton bunched up here, but there's none here. Like in the back of the jacket. Like, there's like no cotton in this part because the cotton's all like, yeah. I had this jacket a long time. I want to get a jacket. I want to get the exact same kind of jacket, but I want like yellow. I don't think they make it in yellow though. But this thing, when I first got it, before I washed it and the cotton started to all bunch up, it's waterproof. And then for the hood, it's got like this thick, fuzzy thing for the hood. It's nice, but I had to take mine off because it broke. Anyway, I want to get a new one of these. Cost me like $80 on Amazon, and I absolutely loved it. Somebody said they took this jacket up to the Niagara Falls and they didn't get wet at all. They stayed dry the whole time. They just needed the insert, and it was perfect. They're doing something with the Gwen Towers because I can hear the pitches in my ear. What is that? It's a little blip. Hang on a second. I'm going to hang my jacket up. I noticed that if I do not hang my jacket up, Rumble comes and nests himself in my jacket, and I don't want my jacket to smell like a cat. I don't mean to have the heat up that high, but it's hard to adjust it. Thank you. I think so. All right, food. All right. It's half of one of my high calorie shakes. So basically, right now, this has my high calorie shakes are like over 1,200 calories for one shake. And then I add eggs and bananas to them. Hold on a second. I'm going to mute you guys so I can shake this. You know what I've done before, MF? I've done a whole 45-minute broadcast just to realize I was muted. And had I looked at my chat room sooner, I would have realized it. Yeah, so I try to get naked once a day. Okay. Like this protein shake. Okay, if you take this protein shake and put it on steroids, you'll get naked. It's the only time I get naked. Seriously. One serving is 1,280 calories, 50 grams of protein, 237 grams of carbohydrates. So I take this and then I add 4 eggs and a banana to it. And then I consider it like breakfast and lunch. And then I like to make a homemade meal for dinner. Like I got stuck on homemade Alfredo sauce. And I was switching it up with, I would get store kind, but the store said it was homemade. I don't know. But like I got not the cheap kind, but kind of like the better kinds. How can I show you? Do I have any? Yeah. So I get like these things. Speaking of which, so I'll get like these things, or I'll get tortellini. Oh my god! Right? Mm-hmm. And then I make homemade Alfredo sauce, and then I just eat the daylights out of tortellini, spinach ravioli. You could get fettuccine noodles, which I do, but I make homemade. This isn't the best Parmesan cheese, but I make homemade. You got to get the block. If you don't get the block and you get like the pre-shaved or pre-shredded cheese, it's all wood chips. It's all wood chips. Not that this is the best, but there's a higher chance that this won't be all wood chips because you know our food is fake, right? And then, like, I get garlic bread. Like, you know, you go get frozen garlic bread or you can make it yourself. Like, if I make it myself, I just get empty. Look at that. I'll just take bread, put butter on it, sprinkle it with paprika, and toast it. I know it's not bread with garlic on it and mozzarella cheese, but if you have like white bread and you put butter on it with paprika and you toast it, it kind of tastes like garlic bread. So it's a quick fix if you want garlic bread and you don't have anything to make it with. Just grab any kind of bread, put butter on it, and then sprinkle it with paprika. Toast it. Eat it, but I better make that part, the Alfredo sauce. All it is I think it's like something like a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then I think you put half a teaspoon of pepper. No, I don't know. You got to look up. It's salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, Parmesan cheese, and a stick of butter. Oh, and garlic. It's 6 ingredients: salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, butter, Parmesan cheese, and garlic. It comes out so delicious, though. So delicious. Like, I'm already full. what I should do is mix up another shake right now immediately, so that way later on I have no excuse. If I get hungry, I cannot sit there and go, I don't feel like making anything, or the ninja's dirty. I'm just gonna make a shake again right now, so it's ready for later, and I've got no excuses. 9, no excuse. The Empress Julia is 9. What kind to get? What kind? Red Bend. Okay, so that's going to sedate you, Angel. The red strain gives you the sedated effect. So let me give you examples. They got like white strain, yellow strain, green and red strains of Kratom. The green strain gives you energy and kills pain. The red strain sedates you and kills pain. The white strain gives you just energy, and I don't know what the yellow strain does. So if you're looking for that sedated effect, but you still want to kill pain, then the red is good. See how the red Benthuangi does? I would get, if you're not big on the red Benthuangi, try the red Mangda D. I have to get you the spelling of it, but it's Mangda D. Okay, so, well, if you're looking for sedated and pain relief, then the red strain is the way to go. I get the green Mangda. As far as red strain, I used to get the red Bali, but I may have made myself sick of the red Bali. Because now when I use the Bali, it makes me want to vomit. It's just me though. But when I want the red strain, I tend to get the Mangda D. I'm not saying it right. But yeah, I tend to rely on, I have a big pickle jar. I tend to get the green Mangda. But even still, when you get it, your red your red is still going to look like my green. Like the way my cup of Kratom tea comes out, yours is going to be a similar color. But yeah, when I went to the conference, I had this with me. So I thought maybe this will keep me chilled out sitting in the car for that long. I could only take it for so long. Like I can't be cooped up in a vehicle anyway. So, and if I am cooped up in a vehicle, I need to be the one driving. So I've learned a lesson about myself, which is good. I needed to know that. I'm particular in my old age, you know? I'm having fun with old age. As soon as I gain weight, I bet you'll get rid of my deep wrinkles. There, look at that. I don't look like I have wrinkles right now. My skin looks smooth. Oh, it's already 1:05? Oh, no. I took my hat off for you guys. Just want you to know that. Yep, it's true. I love you. You're going to help me get myself prepared for the next meal. Because I know how I am. I'll be like, it's not made. I'm too lazy. And then I'll go without eating, and then I wonder why I'm so skinny. One, two, three, four. Oh, guess what, guys? I'm going live on internet radio. This is a big time. This is a really big. It started December 5th, and it'll go until The 26th is when I came out of the hospital. 27, I tried to take the advice of the hospital. By the 28th, I was right back doing what I was doing. 29th, I was drawing pictures. 30th, I was drawing pictures. 31st, I was sitting home for New Year's Eve, and I was so happy. I was sitting home, and I was not out with my friends. I was not anywhere but with Heavenly Abba Yahuwah and Yahushua HaMashiach's name. That was back when I was correctly calling him Yahusha. But then I met Jonathan Kahn December 5th and December 12th of 2014, and he goes, oh, you call him Yahusha? Oh, that's cute. When you get to know him better, you'll call him Yeshua like I do. Honestly, when I asked Heavenly Abba on the throne, what's your name? And he said, it's 4 letters. And I was like, oh, easy. Abba. Like, no, I am your Abba, but that's not my name. Just like a typical little kid. And it's so much easier to approach Heavenly Abba like a little child, to be honest. And he makes it simple and easy. Even in the Bible, he makes it simple and easy. He might not say computer, but he says the description of it, information increases and flows, so he is the way, the truth, and the life. He's also my living life. So anyway, that took about 3 months, and I'm on the internet looking up, God's name, and I'm bumping into these different videos and different things. And it was actually in 2014 difficult for me to find. And still to this day, it's difficult for me to look things up on the internet and find them. Anyway, so if I knew how to juggle, I'd juggle for you, but I don't know. And I'm not going to try to learn right now. I might have to fall clean, but I'm not adding to it. So that took a couple of months. That was the summer of 2014. And when I found out it was YHWH, behold the hand, behold the nail, what the priest would say when he'd go in the center of the Holy of Holies once a year to repent for all the Israelite sins. I was like, I came running back, Abba, Abba, Abba. Your name is 4 letters, YHWH. And the reason why is because there's no V's and J's. And I'm not trying to lecture you guys. The reason why I'm pointing it out is because in ancient Hebrew, when you look at it, when Yahusha says, I came in my, there you go. I came in my Father's name, and you do not accept me, but they come in their own name, and you accept them. You see that in the ancient Hebrew. You don't see that with modern Hebrew, where there's V's and J's. That's all. And I just want us to be able to see Yahuwah and Yahusha. We've been lied to so much. They've stolen his name from us. And why did they steal his name, Yahuwah, for the throne, and Yahusha? So we cannot heal, and so we cannot bind and cast away demons. Well, anyway, when I went to Heavenly Abba, I'm like, hey, it's YHWH, behold the hand, behold the nail. I then said to him, I was like, all right, I'll be honest. I don't know what this holy, and I'm not trying to be rude, I don't know what the Holy Spirit is. And who is Jesus really? Is it your son? It took me 10 years to figure this out, but even in the Bible, it says, I forget where, but it says that even the scribes are lying, and then the scribes go to say his name, but later on, like King James and other people took out his name, Yahuwah, and replaced it with words name, Lord, like Lord and God Almighty. And they took him from us, guys. I'm not trying to argue with you guys or belittle you. It's just I'm on a quest to find him and grow closer to him. So I hope I'm not coming off the wrong way. Because I surely do not mean to. Like, he says sheep know his name. Well, his name's Yahuwah, and I want to make sure we're all sheep. Okay, I'm just going to cut to the chase. That's it. I'm cutting to the chase. And I worry, and I want us to be sheep, and I want us to be in him, So that's all. But anyway, so once we got the Yahuwah right, and I was like, I said, please tell me what the Holy Spirit is. Who is this Jesus? And last but definitely not least, Heavenly Abba, I think I know you who you are, but can you put love in me for this person that's Jesus? And explain to me what the Holy Spirit is. But can you put love in me? Because I think I love you. I'm sure I could love you more, but I don't know who Jesus is. And can you put love in my heart for Jesus and this Holy Spirit? And he did. I asked him to help me love him. But when the trick of it all was when Yahuwah said, okay, so let's get back to, I went to Heavenly Abba. I'm like, okay, you on the throne, your name is Yahuwah. YHWH, behold the hand, behold the nail. And then I said, honestly, I know your name is not Jesus. What is it? When you were alive, walking the face of the earth before your crucifixion on a stake or a tree, the cross is Roman. And I won't get off onto that tangent. But I found out about that cross the hard way. You know how many drawings I have to fix? Anyway, or that I want to fix. So I said, Yahuwah, I know your name wasn't Jesus. So how did you hear it said when you walked the face of the earth? And that's when, I kid you not, he made it real easy. He just showed his name to me. You know, when you're a little toddler and you have those square building blocks and they have A, B, C, D, E and the colors, and then they have like 1, 2, 3, 4 on the little building blocks that toddlers have. Well, on little building blocks, he put his name, Yahusha. Yahusha. So Yahuwah means Yah adds breath. Yahuwah is Yah adds breath. And Yahusha means Yah adds salvation. Now, every time you breathe in and exhale, your body makes a sound. And naturally, when you inhale and exhale, naturally, your body says Heavenly Abba's name. Naturally, your body makes the sound of Yahuwah, or maybe Yahweh. If you were just to take the YHWH just for the consonants, it would be Yahweh. Yahweh. Inhale. Right? Now, if you've ever heard heart monitors, when your heart pumps blood through its chambers and the blood swishes through the valves into each chamber, your heart makes a sound, and that sound naturally makes the noise of Yahusha. 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 So the blood coursing through your heart, going through all the chambers, makes the sound of our Savior's name. And when we inhale and exhale, our body makes the sound of Heavenly Abba, who sits on the throne, his name. I kind of see Heavenly Abba on the throne as a ball of light. Not to sound like sarcastic or anything, but he's a ball of light. Now, when he came in human form, that was the thing. When he told me who Yahusha was, when he told me who this Jesus was, he told me his name. And then when he told me his name, Yahusha, that's how he heard it said, and that's his name. So I just wanted to naturally call him by that, just by my own personal preferences, because I'm anal like that as a person. I want to know the full correct name, And the next discovery, the next epiphany was, wait a second. That's not his son. That's not somebody else. That's not his descendant. That's him. That's him. He was born in human form just like we were. and lived a normal life like us, not using his powers for his benefit. And he lived just like us, so he knows what it's like to be us. He was used as a satanic sacrifice. All of my altars connected to Yahusha, once they really looked at his crucifixion, they were like, wait, he was beat? They stripped him down. They cast bets. They cast lots, which are bets of money, to see who would get which article of his clothing. They mocked him, putting thorns on his head, dressing him up as a king. They stripped him down again and then put his old clothes on, and then they made him carry a stake. The very stake they were gonna murder him on. They were chanting. They had other people spitting on him, the whole way, carrying that stake up to be crucified on it. That was a whole satanic ritual. Those people following him and looking at him, they were doing a whole satanic ritual as he walked up carrying that stake. I don't think the nowadays believers really consider what was happening. But he was used as a satanic sacrifice. And my altars connected with him. He was beaten. And that's Abba. See, to say the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, that's a pagan teaching. And this took me a long time to accept. It took me an even longer time to wrap my head around. Is that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, that's a pagan teaching. The Trinity is not holy. There's only an unholy Trinity. And that unholy Trinity has what? Tammuz and Semiramis, and I forget the third entity's name. Isis or something, I don't know. Horus, who knows? Pagans, in paganism, they have that Trinity teaching. Pagans took that Trinity teaching and applied it to God, where it should not be applied to God, to our heavenly Abba, because he's not a Trinity. And the Trinity, again, that's paganism. The Catholic Church adopted paganism. What you and I have a God that is beyond us. Our God is on the throne and in person and has 7 Holy Spirits, one of which is our companion, the Spirit of Resurrection, which in Hebrew you would say Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach is spirit set aside, like the spirit, the separated. Ruach HaKodesh. So Ruach is spirit, but it's a spirit that's set apart to be our companion, because he's got 7 spirits. So he's on the throne at the same time in human form, at the same time in 7 Holy Spirits, one of which is our companion who's with us always, dwelling inside our flesh temple. We could say a Godhead, but I'm like worried to even give it a title, because I used to say Godhead, and I'm not sure if that's right or wrong, but I have to say that my God, my golden bow, like to look at Yahusha, that's my golden bow. And well, he's all at once these 7 spirits in human form and on the throne. Because he's God. None of the other angels are like that. Hey, Renee, it's great to see you. Hey, Candace, welcome back. And when I shaved across my ears, excuse me, I'm like dehydrated. I'm not like, I am dehydrated. I can feel it in my ears. Listen, I'm going to have to mute you because I have to do my shake. And I remembered to take you off mute this time. I've had this Ninja forever. I love this thing so much. This was a gift. I remember I remember former roommates, even loser exes, trying to steal my Ninja from me, as well as my stainless steel pots and pans. Oh my goodness, I am done complaining about my stainless steel pots and pans and how difficult it is to cook in them. I've just gotten used to making sure whatever you're supposed to cook at, I turn the stove down halfway so that way nothing burns. But it turns out my stainless steel pots and pans are about the best thing I could possibly be cooking in because of all the other issues with those other metals. Like when I got a budgie bird from the pet store, I was 19 and going to college, and I wanted like a pet to hang out with while I did 40 hours of homework a week. I thought a budgie bird would be a good companion. So anyway, when I got the budgie bird from the parakeet shop, they said, do not put the budgie bird in the kitchen if you cook with Teflon, because Teflon gives off a bad poisonous odor and will kill your budgie bird. So I was like, my goodness, wait a minute. So if Teflon, you cannot cook with Teflon. Like if you cook with Teflon and you have birds in a kitchen, you need your head examined because it gives off poisonous fumes and you're going to kill your bird. So if it's going to kill a bird, what the hell are we doing using it? Teflon and all of that. So hold on a second. I gotta finish. All right, good. So I have my next shake made. Ugh. I have no excuse not to eat now. And I still have this one to finish. No, it's my high calorie, high protein, high carbohydrate. Yeah, it's my high calorie shake. And then I put 4 eggs in it with a banana because I need help eating. And I need to make sure I get everything that my body needs. And now that all my dishes are done, carnivore flying around the world. That's cool. I would love to. I love traveling. I love sightseeing. I like sightseeing like national parks and stuff like that. When I saw the Grand Canyon, back then when I saw it, tears came to my eyes. It was just so beautiful. And I couldn't explain why, but now I can explain why. It's because it's ancient ruins. The Grand Canyon is not a naturally made canyon. That's ancient ruins. I've been looking up ancient civilizations and that World's Fair when they blew up the buildings. They were blowing up old world structures that had been there for thousands of years. They blew it up. And now we live in shacks. That kind of technology is only held in the hands of a few elect that use free energy and have all of this. And with our government and military doing satanic rituals for themselves, they're acquiring technology for themselves at the cost of the Americans. You can see Mount Rainier. Wow. Beautiful. I remember Mount Rainier. I never got to see it, but I saw it from a distance. So those mountains could either be dead giants or it could be structures from the old world that were destroyed. When you look at Petra and some places with ancient civilizations, you can see like in the rock cliffs where like they carve in like doors and windows, but then in other areas it's like there's kind of a window etched, but then it's like it looks like melted over or something like that. It just looks melted. We have nuclear wars now, but thousands of years ago they had something else. It wasn't a nuclear war that turns everything to glass. What they used to have, it turned everything to rock. You know what the missing link is, right? The missing link is the Bilderberg Group families. They have all of this technology. They took it away from us. So whenever you and I see something, we automatically think it's alien when no, it's not. It's just that we used to have this knowledge. It was taken away. And when this knowledge is put into use, it looks so advanced and Greek to us. We automatically think it must be beings from another planet. And meanwhile, no, it's just that you and I have been dumbed down so much that only the elect have this knowledge and can use this technology. Yes, there's advanced technology given to us from fallen angels, but I'm just saying free energy, that used to be common sense. How to live off the land and the knowledge of different plants and trees and how to use them as medicines or whatnot, that used to be common sense. You and I don't know that. How to look up in the sky and look at the sky. Tell the time of year, what time of day or what time of night it is. That used to be common knowledge. You and I look up at the stars and are like, oh, yeah, that's pretty. Meanwhile, it's a lot more than pretty. It's a clock, and we used to know how to tell time by it. but we don't know anymore. And when we see something up there that we don't understand, we automatically think it's alien. It's not. 90% of all of this stuff that we're seeing up there is man-made. Man-made. Because like Greer said, no, not Greer, Bob Lazar said they've been reverse engineering aircraft. They didn't just reverse engineer one to see if they could do it. They reverse engineered one, saw that they could do it, and now reverse engineered fleets of alien aircraft. Then the Illuminati are playing their card, their alien card, and now there's different sightings of aliens all over. Look at That's Impossible channel with Jamie's. That's Impossible, and I guess he has other channels called Jamie's. He has these he makes a video of compiled videos, and in these different videos he compiles, you'll see people standing outside and they're trying to record a sound that's just echoing through the air from all around. And sometimes these sounds sometimes it sounds like, old pipes being blown, or maybe metal being dragged across metal, or maybe really old heavy steel doors being open, and it's scratching on the floor and just the hinges squeaking. I think those high-pitched squeaking noises are HAARP, as it stretches the different layers of our atmosphere. And that's why there's the high-pitched noises. Now, the booming, they're not taking domes down, and they're not going to collapse. They're not going to collapse the domes, deep underground military bases built by the humans, and they're not going to collapse what was here before us. I think there's the reason why the Sphinx and all of that is closed off is because I think there's civilizations down under there still living, and we've closed off everything. To the public, so the public doesn't go wandering down there, see there's a civilization, join, or come back and tell the rest of us on the surface of the earth, hey, there's underneath, if you go in through this Sphinx and you go down in through this tunnel and you walk over here and you go far enough down, there's a whole big civilization. And these people are telling me that, they came down here about 1,000 years ago, and they've been living here ever since then. And that our Egyptian government has known about it all along, but never told any one of us. Found many things we thought. Okay, look at the mud fossils. Okay, those mud floods. That could have been a war angel. You know what happened to the Carolinas and Kentucky and all through our southern states? We had hurricanes, floods, and then the tornadoes came, and it's been months and months, and FEMA hasn't helped them. Okay. Look at how all of that was washed away. All of their homes were washed away. And look at how some people were literally buried alive in those floods, trapped, like they were washed away by the water, but there was so much mud, they got stuck and bogged down in the mud. And okay, well, what if that happened a couple thousand years ago? Because the governments back then were arguing and fighting. Look at the catacombs, Angel, where we see thousands of bones like laid out into designs, and it's like hallways and like tunnels lined with bones of human beings. I'm glad to see you, Renee. I watch that mud fossil stuff, but I try to think out the box and I try to say, but was it a previous flood that was caused, like the flood in our southern states was caused because they want to get rid of the people because there's lithium in them, their hills, right? So they're getting rid of the people. They don't care if they're buried alive or killed. They want to get rid of them. And then they're going for what's in the ground. Well, what if that happened to these other civilizations where we had these big, beautiful buildings, like, the World's Fair, those type beautiful buildings? Well, they went through the same kind of floods, and that's why their buildings are like buried and they're gone. Maybe there's been more than just one Holocaust. I think there's been more than one Holocaust. It hasn't just been Adolf Hitler. He got the idea from someone else, but they're not teaching us that in schools. That's what I think. Yeah, they don't even teach us a fraction of the truth. And I'm not trying to, I'm just going to say it. When people go, oh, but Holly, there's some truth in it. Okay, there might be some truth in it, but you're going to sit here and listen to somebody talk to you for 30, 45 minutes. And now you got to weed through every sentence they say. And you actually got to go and check to see if their sources are right. No, unless they're going to tell you all the truth, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your attention. It's not worth you. And you're somebody I care about and cherish. I don't want anybody lying to you, but if somebody's not going to give you the whole truth to the best of their ability, like I try to give you what I know to the best of my ability, and a lot of it I got to correct myself for because I was wrong 5 years ago, but, like to the best of my ability. But there's some people out there, people out there know exactly what they're doing when they do not give you the truth. It's intentional. They're adults. They know that they're giving you half truths, but to go through all the fiasco, to have to weed through everything they say just to get to that truth, it just is not worth it for any one of us. It's not worth it just to find that little fraction of truth. But then, sometimes I watch stuff just to see where the enemy's at. What they're using right now, just where they are. I gotta get my juices ready for the day. I'm dehydrated. My ears keep amplifying open. That's strange. All right, now I made this little funnel because I get this. There's like 40 more good things in here versus getting the vitamins. Like, so if I take the powder, like, then I get way more than if I just take the vitamin pills or the chewy things. So I've been getting the powder, hoping that if I get the powder, then I'll be more apt to drink, and then I'll keep myself hydrated. But I noticed that I get way more benefit from it, using it in the powder form, than if I take the actual vitamin pills. So I'll take the powder. I'll take it in the powder. Okay. This works. You want to see what I'm doing? I better put that cap on before I make a mess and lose all of that. Here, I'll show you the mess I'm not trying to make. All right, now I didn't mean to do that, and now, okay, made it. Sweet. So here's my vegetables. Since I don't eat vegetables, this is its replacement. And I like it. But yeah, I think it's got like 40 more superfoods in it than if I were just to get the vitamin pills to swallow. So and then I can't forget diatomaceous earth. I'm staying on it. I'm staying on diatomaceous earth because of all the garbage that's in our food and drinks. And once I get rid of all those parasites and all that bacteria, I want it to stay gone. So I'm going to stay using diatomaceous earth. Plus, on full moons, the reason why people act wacky is because that's when the larvae of their parasites hatch. You know, like when they call them lunatics, they act wacky on a full moon. It's because the larvae of the parasites inside their body are hatching, and that's why they act wacky. Yeah, so look the stuff. Yeah, I made food. I made a shake. There's nothing wrong with shakes, though, that's for sure. Like, I'm ready for a nap. What time is it? 1:45. I got stuff to do. I gotta clean my house. I don't feel like it. I'm 50 years old. Doesn't that qualify me to take a nap every day? Right? I think, aren't we more healthier when we take a nap? Because I'll tell you what, in my 20s, I always took a nap. I would drive home from work every day at lunch, scarf back my sandwich, lay down and sleep for 30 minutes and go back to work. I live like 5 miles away from the office. So I always went home to see Graham, and I liked leaving work for lunch. I like just leaving the premises altogether. But I'd, eat and then I'd put on the TV, and the TV always surefire away. In about 5 minutes, I'd be knocked out. So I want to get a couple of things, but I want to get a more comfortable thing so I can sleep on my floor. I think I might want to get a blow up chair, but I'm not sure. Like get a blow up chair and then get rid of this thing, this rocking chair. Either that or get a more comfortable pillow for my butt because my butt gets sore sitting in it. Because I'll like sit in this chair when my clothes aren't in it and kick my feet up and relax. I'll kick my feet up. I usually have a stool right here. Watch the computer. I'm about to block that person. That's why they're pulled up. Right, I'm like that too. I used to be like that. I didn't want to go to sleep because I thought I'd miss something. Anyway. Not big on the way it tastes, but it's not that bad. I don't think that I'm hydrated enough. So I at least got lunch. I ate a container of cottage cheese earlier, and you guys sat with me through half a shake. Well, it was a little bit more than half a shake, but you guys sat with me through that. So I at least got breakfast. I don't know what I'm going to do about lunch. Dinner is going to be chicken fajitas. No, I got pita bread, and I put Mexican seasoning on chicken breast. So the chicken breast with Mexican seasoning on it, it's all cooked up. So all I have to do is get the pita bread, put the chicken on the pita bread, add the salsa, add the cheese, and heat it up, and then eat it. Let's see. I gotta go get. I heard that Vapo Rub gets rid of foot fungus, toenail fungus, and athlete's foot. To get rid of like toenail fungus, you're supposed to put, I think, Vicks Vapo Rub 1 or 2 times, probably 2 times a day on your feet, on your toenails. If you're having and you got to do it, I think for like, you got to do these things for like months, 3 months. Tea tree oil, Renee, I wanted to tell you last night when I was soaking my feet because of my toenail fungus and my athlete's foot, and I didn't know it was athlete's foot. I had no idea. Something inside my stomach told me, Holly, pay attention to your feet and take care of them. Like what's wrong with you? And no, you don't need Lamisil. You can get rid of it naturally. But one of the remedies is tea tree oil. So the next time I get my disability, I'm going to get tea tree oil drops. You put tea tree oil drops on, I think, twice a day, and you keep doing it until the problem goes away. It could be a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I'm not sure, but that's easy. Tea tree oil was one. Vapo Rub was another. You could soak your feet for 45 minutes to 60 minutes every day. You would need equal parts of Listerine. Okay, half Listerine and half vinegar. Half and half of each one, and soak your feet for 45 to 60 minutes a day every day until it's gone. Tea tree oil. What was another one I'm forgetting? There was one with cornmeal. We'll get rid of toe fungus. Ginger root. Ginger. Okay. See, I was getting ginger root like this, boiling up the ginger for 20 minutes and then putting it in a foot thing to soak my feet. No. What you want to get is ginger root oil. You get ginger root oil and you take that oil and you put it on your toenails and that gets rid of it. Or you could get tea tree oil and put it on your toenails. So anyway, when it comes to my feet, I'm wearing summer shoes in the winter, so because the summer shoes are breathable. But I got to be careful my feet don't sweat anymore. So in a few days, I got to get some tea tree oil. I think I'll get the ginger root oil. I'd like to get clove oil. I'm going to order it online because the health food stores by me are way too expensive. Retardedly ridiculous. And there's no way I'm paying all of that money for oil when I can get it cheaper. They want like in the stores that I go to, like little tiny teeny bottles. They want like $25-$30 for it. It's like, I'm not paying you that much. I know I can get it cheaper somewhere else. I can always get it cheaper online. I just got to make sure I get good quality oils, but I would like to get clove oil, ginger oil, root, tea tree, frankincense. So yeah, Renee, I wanted to tell you, looking it up, and when I saw it, I was like, no way. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm going to be honest. Like, I still got to get it through my head. Holly, the natural remedies work. Holly, do the natural remedies. And I do want to do the natural remedies because I'll tell you what, I've seen it with my own two eyes that the natural remedies work great. It was the strangest thing to me, but I saw it with my own two eyes. I was looking for that mullein. I couldn't find the pure mullein, but I found this. And this stuff has a bunch of herbs in it. Mullein, red clover, fenugreek, fennel seed, horseradish root. It's got a bunch of stuff in it, right? You take a couple of drops. I took a couple of drops and I noticed on every occasion that I was having trouble that I took a couple of drops, sucked it back. The taste was horrible, but within a few minutes, within 5 minutes after taking it, I could feel my lungs open up. I could literally feel my lungs open up. So this is how I know they work. Now, this is natural. This isn't. So I know it works. And so I still have to like fight with do it, like making sure I don't do it the old way and that making sure I don't fall into the old patterns, you know. But yeah, so I want to get that tea tree oil like we were talking about. And I think that will get rid of my toenail fungus. I can use the ginger root oil. I mean, like this way I don't have to soak my feet every single day. And even then, this is not soaking my feet in the root is not going to work the same versus if I just took the root oil and put it on my toenails. I got to get more of this stuff too. This was like I don't know, $30. I cannot stand the smell of it. I hate the taste of it. It makes me want to barf. Lobella, really? I think this had... There's licorice in this. No, it doesn't have Lobella in it. I need my glasses. I'll keep that in mind, but I noticed like immediately. So I can't stand the smell of it. It's nasty. I cannot stand the taste of it. Oh, it's wretched. This stuff. But it opens up my lungs. I gotta stop like smelling it. It's like I gotta tell my body, it's not a shot, it's not alcohol, it's herbs, okay? Take it. Don't vomit it. It's not alcohol. It smells nasty, but and pine salt. Fantastic. Fantastic, Renee. So I'm gonna go outside. The neighbor next door must have thought, why is Holly sitting here? She's not gonna understand that I was sitting over there because I didn't want to dox myself. And hang on, guys, I don't want to dox myself again, and I cannot sit. Tea tree. So yeah, there's a couple of oils I'd like to get. Clove for my teeth when they hurt. The tea tree, ginger root, frankincense. Hang on. I can't even walk straight. Okay, that car does not need to be doing close to 40 miles per hour 1 foot away from me. All right, so okay, all right. There's no numbers. So I can sit here covered and there's no numbers. And I can also hear the old lady if something happens too. So I'll just be quiet. I got the elderly lady's mail. I can give it to her. I think I'm going to put some videos on, watch them, doze off, wake up, and then I don't know what. Oh, when I called the township, actually I called the township Friday. I left a message and I didn't hear back. And of course I'm getting nervous. The lady called me and she goes, well, I was sick yesterday and I'm going to forward your call to another department. But that lady actually had surgery. So we're kind of out of the office. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I had a gut feeling that that's why you did not get back to me. Cause like I've dealt with them on other occasions and they always got back to me really quick. It's because everybody's either sick or getting surgery. So yeah, I still feel dehydrated. I don't feel right. My ears are still plugging up, except instead of like plugging up, they're like, I have the hiccups, amplifying out, like popping open. Instead of being like closed, they're like open and everything's amplified. It's the opposite, but it's just as painful. I remember when I used to take guafenicin. If I took like 1,200 milligrams of guafenicin without drinking enough water, my ears would like, I'd get dehydrated and it felt like my ears were amplified open and it got rather painful. Like I didn't even want to talk. And it usually meant that I needed more water. Water! So they're going to have a tree lighting ceremony in my town. Ooh, that's bitter. That was bitter feeling. There was a giraffe that hit me in the back of the head. There was a giraffe that hit me in the back of the head. Drop the ball they could forget. Set an alarm on your calendar to tell. Yeah, actually, when I go inside, I'm going to call for, I was given a number for their legal, so I'll call their legal. I left a message yesterday, didn't hear back, so I'll call again today. I'll call every day. I'm prepared. So, and then I think I'll probably lay down and then I'll get up and hopefully I'll be motivated to eat again, but maybe vacuum and clean, which would be nice. And I definitely have to do some laundry. But, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for almost 2 hours. I really appreciate it. Angel, it was great to see you. Renee, it was good to see Mike Smith, too. And forget who else we had here. MF, I was talking to MF. I can't remember who that is. I don't know. All right, well, I'll leave this video up because it's a pretty good video. I hope I don't get any more strikes. I'm going to go on internet radio and talk about all the stuff I'm not supposed to. When I do internet radio, I will put a link up on this YouTube community tab, like on this channel, my backup channel, in the community tab. I'll start posting stuff in this community tab since I'm blocked on my main channel. So you're not going to miss anything. Just sucks. I wanted to be on my main channel. They did that on purpose, those mutts. All right. I'm a mutt too, so I can call him a mutt. From one mutt to another. Stop acting like a mutt. Mutt. Come on. There was gene splicing used in my creation. Come on now. Anyway. All right. I love you, Renee. I love you, Angel. I hope you beautiful ladies have a beautiful day, and I will see you probably tomorrow. Yahusha Barakas.